I want to bring in Mark Eiglarsh here because, Mark, one of the other things that we're hearing about this suspect is that he is the son of a law enforcement official. Does that play into this in any way?
It shouldn't. It wasn't difficult, I think, for a father to turn in his own son. I keep seeing on social media, boy, it must have been a difficult decision. No, it's not. In fact, to my sons, if you ever do anything like this, it'll be very easy for Dad to turn you in. You deserve to be punished for this abhorrent act that you committed. Will it play in? Well, they'll look and see what the guy's charged with. If they charge him with merely simple arson, red flags will go up. If it's not aggravated arson, and aggravated arson is if you reasonably foresee that there could be some harm to people, which is exactly what this is, then they should charge that, the more serious offense.
Okay, let's talk about what happens from this point on, though. Depending on how he's charged will be dependent on whether he'll be held then, correct?
Well, every case is bondable, assuming prosecutors and a judge wish to afford one to him. They'll determine, like in any case, whether he's a risk of flight and or a danger to the community, and then make the appropriate decision.
All right, 21 years old, again, Holden Matthews, rather, is the suspect's name. I did want to ask you one other thing. There is an investigation, as we understand it, into a fourth smaller church that was burnt on March 31st. But this is about 200 miles away. Vivian United Pentecostal, it's primarily a white church. If that is connected, does that tell you anything more about this? What might be a motive here? I mean, does it get away from the whole hate aspect that many believe is ingrained?
I'm sure that that's what his lawyer will argue. You see, why would he have picked a white church if it's all about hate? But here's the good news to those who think he's guilty. The penalties for this in Louisiana is a minimum 6 years up to 20 years consecutive for each act. So if they have proof beyond a reasonable doubt for each of the three, he can get up to 60 years. And then, if it's deemed a hate crime, up to 5 years per charge. So he's looking at massive time, even without this being labeled a hate crime.
All right. Mark Eiglarsh, thank you so much for your expertise, as always.
Yep.
Absolutely.